Hey guys, welcome to F1 Podcast, episode 138, and Max, we're back from Albert Park.
Woohoo!
Yes, we had an awesome time, guys, and we've posted 3 videos, so check those out. We've tried to give you guys a good idea of what it's like to go to Albert Park and what's happening there, mate. We had an awesome time.
Oh, it was fantastic. It threw up everything. The season, as far as I'm concerned, started at Albert Park, mate. It blew Bahrain into the weeds, as far as I'm concerned. There was wet weather, on-track action,
overtaking, crashes,
accidents.
Yeah.
It had everything. No, I really enjoyed it. It was great to be there, and it's good to be reporting for you guys on it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out those videos. We actually had a camera problem on Saturday, so we didn't take any footage on Saturday, but we put some photos from Saturday on the part 3 of the videos, Max, including we saw Paul Stoddard, we saw the legend Zolt Gardner.
Oh, Zolt, that's right, driving the 2-seater.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got some still photos on there, but yeah, we showed up to the track on Sunday and it was about to spit with rain, Max, and the excitement was there. And it was awesome. We were just standing on that hill, as you will see in the video, just going off, mate. Really looking forward to the race.
The sound, the smell, it was just, it had everything. It was great. Everything that you'd expect from a Grand Prix.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you who have been to a race, you know what it's like. The TV coverage just doesn't do justice to the sound of these bloody things and the smell of them. You know, it was fantastic. And you know, even before the race started, Max, as we showed, no, it was the evening before, I think, or the morning of, we heard about Lewis Hamilton doing a burnout right outside the circuit, probably getting egged on by a couple of fans like us, Max.
Probably escaping a couple of fans like us. It was hilarious. I thought that was great. And look, he's a young bloke. He's you know, got a car that's worth you know, 150,000 Australian dollars, or you know, just under 92,000 £92,000 for our British mates. And he was just giving it a bit of woolly, hitting the loud pedal a little bit too hard.
Mate. Yeah, he was, and now they're talking about selling the car, so that'd be a bit of a collector's item, I reckon.
Some fans have already inquired about trying to buy that car. You know, good luck to them. But look, McLaren paid the fine. Of course, Lewis, you know, wouldn't have, you know, he wasn't penalised for it. But you know, done and dusted, storm in a teacup, and you know, Victorian police, I guess, were just doing their job. But good on Lewis for showing a bit of chutzpah outside of the circuit.
So Max, we're standing there on the hill. We've got our beers. There's a few spits of rain, and we're surrounded by F1 fans. It was awesome. And the parade lap was happening, and there was so much anticipation around Mark Webber and what was going to happen with those Red Bulls on the front row. And of course, then after the start, well, we had action at turn 1.
We sure did.
Yeah, we had Alonso and Button sort of having a little touch, and then Alonso knocking into Michael and smashing off, damaging his front wing.
Yeah.
So we had action from turn 1, mate. And geez, I'll tell you what, when those cars came around, you'll see it on part 2 of our video, we were just going off there, seeing the drivers come around, mate, and on their intermediate tyres. And what a great start to the race.
Oh mate, what a great start to the early part of the season. I mean, Australia put up an exciting race, and I'm not being parochial. I mean, I think you'd all agree that it was far superior to the procession that was Bahrain. Threw up a few variables, and whenever the weather comes into play, mate, you know you're going to have an exciting race. And it started raining just before the start.
Yeah, it did. I was looking at the circuit saying, okay, it is intermediates, but they're going to switch to slicks pretty soon. And of course, Sebastian Vettel, again, for the second race of the season, got a good good gap to the rest of the field, and
he was flying.
Yeah, seemed to be pulling away a little bit, and I thought, oh, Seb's going to be pretty unbeatable at this point. But you know, it was really Jenson Button changing onto those slick tyres.
Really clever
a lap or 2 earlier.
Yep.
And after watching it on TV this week, I was kind of laughing at Brundle and the BBC commentators, at least, at first writing off Jenson and saying, oh, you know, I think he's come in a little bit early, and I
He's
thought,
pitted too early.
yeah, I
Has
think
he
you
made
guys
the
are going to eat
mistake?
these words, man. You're just so going to eat these words because, of course, his sector times were excellent.
Yeah.
And everyone then, I think it was a lap later or the lap afterwards, the whole procession of them pulled into the pits because Jensen was just showing so much pace with that car.
Dare I say that decision was Ross Brawn-esque. You know, pitting him in early and putting him on slicks. Now, it would have been a hairy few laps on the slicks in those conditions, mate. But,
yeah, he had one little off there, I noticed, but yeah, it would have been pretty hairy.
But it paid dividends, and well done to McLaren and Mercedes, and well done to the guys for opting, and well done to Jensen Button, I might add, for saying, right, we're going to put slicks on. He was initially told, not a good decision. No, I'm feeling the car. I know what I'm doing. I want the slicks on. And it was a masterstroke.
Yeah,
it was great.
It put him in P2 at that point, and you know, he just leapfrogged a whole lot of drivers and done really well. And of course, we've all heard and talked about Jensen's smoothness, and that was his only pit stop. Then he was going to.
We're not talking about his smoothness with the ladies either.
No,
we're talking about his
hot
smoothness.
girlfriend. No, we're not talking about that.
We're talking about his smoothness in his driving. That was lame.
Yeah, he was. You know, he positioned himself really well. And of course, you know, we all know now that Seb Vettel had a problem with his car.
Not the brakes.
Brembo says no, Max. No.
Brembo says no.
No, it wasn't us.
Wasn't the brakes. It was a loss of what was it? It was a loss of torque drive between the front left axle and the wheel. I don't know what the bloody hell that means, but it sounds good. But Brembo was saying not us, but very disappointing, mate. When you think about it. This is the first Red Bull lockout of front row in their short history, and they've had a guy in Seb Vettel who has led the opening two races by a country mile, only to have mechanical failures.
Yeah, exactly. And 2 races in a row, there's been some sort of conjecture about what it is. I mean, last race they were talking about, you know, what exactly it was, and you know, so. Either way, he was in the kitty litter, Max, and he wasn't getting out of there.
Yeah.
And, you know, just generally speaking, there was just so much, you know, overtaking and faking to overtake as well. Lots of action.
That's called for taking.
For taking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's when you fake to overtake. Just made that up.
Yeah, there was plenty of action, and, you know, it was just great to see the cars overtaking each other, and a lot of action on the circuit, Max. We had a little bit of an accident between the Sauber and the Williams, which was pretty spectacular, actually. You know, that crash.
Hülkenberg's lucky to still have his head on top of his shoulders, as far as I'm concerned. There's a great shot of the Sauber going over the top of his car.
Oh yeah, that was on the front page of the newspaper in Melbourne the next day. Yeah.
It was an incredible shot, and you know, with the way these cars are built these days, I'm pleased to say that both drivers are A-OK, and will be lining up at Sepang this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.